Hi everybody, welcome back to the Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, that's Jack, almost called myself Jack.
Yeah, it's early morning, you should tell.
Yeah, this is our first thing. So we're going to do a pasta dish this time now. It's chicken. We've done some pasta stuff before, but this one's got chicken in it, and we've been told you can do this one in 15 minutes. So we're going to start a timer at home. Probably not going to put one in thing because the magic of editing will have this done in like 5 minutes. But we're going to get into that and going to try that and let y'all know how it goes. Be sure to look down at our doobly-doo. We're going to have our whole list of recipes and stuff down there, and you can find us on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. We'll get into that later, but be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the little notification thing, do the YouTube stuff, and let's get into it. So this one isn't a lot of stuff. It's going to get like 2 or 3 chicken breasts you got out there, and then you're going to get some garlic. We're going to use quite a bit of that. Onion, bell pepper, supposed to use half of each. We used a full bell pepper. No, the cheese only supposed to use half a cup of the mozzarella.
We used more than that.
A little more than that. And then whatever pasta you like, we got the mini penny stuff so we can do Sean Connery impressions later. And you're going to want some marinara sauce. We got some 4 cheese in a can.
Very cheesy stuff, man.
Yeah. So go ahead and get you some water. Get that boiling for your pasta. While you're doing that, get you chicken hand here. To use, if you use one hand for your chicken hand, the other hand for your knife hand, you don't go contaminate everything.
Tongs. Right? Tongs are the answer.
So, we lay these out. Now you want to do them in like strips. You do little short ones if you turn it long ways like this, or you can do long ones, fewer if you do it the other way. I prefer more because, I'm not trying to feed just 2 people. I'm trying to feed as many as possible.
I cut them long and they cut them in half after that.
Yeah. So, either way works. Depends on how you preference it. Now, when I'm left alone with the camera, I sit around and, play with the meats.
Really?
Right. And nobody knows where that button is, so I found it. So, you go ahead, once your pasta's boiling, you can salt that water if you want, if you like salt, or you just feel like wasting it, knock yourself out, put it in there, go ahead and put your pasta in, make sure it doesn't stick, bring that back to a boil, let that sit. Now, I like my pasta cooked all the way through. I don't like that al dente stuff, so I just let it boil. So, we got all this stuff here. We got our thing. It's only called for 3, but we're going to use 7.
We're doubling some things here.
I'm going to pull the guts out of the bell pepper. It kind of came apart when I set it down. And then onion, you already pulled all that thick skin off the outside. We're just going to cut that in half and only use half of it. So, cut these into the long, skinny strips.
What are we cutting out there? Like, I'm guessing core pieces that were sticking around?
Oh yeah, there was a little piece that had like 2 or 3 seeds stuck to it, so I just pulled those loose and popped those out. So I get those cut loose, and then your garlic, you can use a grater and kind of cut it down, or you can just chop it and kind of get like this. I'm gonna show you how to cheat. Then only gonna use half of this, and then cut it whole-wise, I guess, and it makes them long, skinny pieces there.
This is a yellow onion, if you could not tell. For some reason.
It was yellow. You pull out the skin. So get the grater. Don't use the little one. Use the big ones here. And just take your garlic and just grind it down.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, be careful. You'll hear it when your fingers hit. Now you get your cast iron, get it up to speed. While your pasta is still boiling, be sure to check it every now and then. Get you a little bit of canola oil. Alright, this one's not vegan or keto or whatever the hell it is.
No.
And then throw your meat in there, let that cook around, and then go ahead and throw vegetables. Now, if you only got the one skillet, and you're just going to have to deal with the little bitty skillet and kind of keep making sure everything gets turned. If not, then you can get you a big one, but, most of us are broke. We can't afford no big skillet.
You got to work with what you have.
Right. Like, I've heard a lot of people, man, y'all need a bigger skillet. It's like, we broke. That's why we're doing this. So, so that's just what we're going to deal with. So, if you have one of the bigger ones, you have to be careful because the edges are far away from the fire, especially when you're cooking chicken, so it'll cook it closer to the middle. And just kind of pile it up in the middle, get it in there. Keep stirring it. It cooks like a stir fry. You don't want it to stick too much. You don't have a whole lot of oil in there. It gets sucked up. So when it starts turning white, be sure to flip it over. Meat on the middle, easy enough. Alright, so get that done. Get it all knocked down. Now this is if you want to season it. This is where you can do it here. You can do it later. I like seasoning while I'm here. So I got my basil out.
Basil?
Hose that down. And then some oregano. I've been watching way too much BBC.
Oregano?
Yeah. And then some red pepper flakes. They said just for a little bit, but we tend to add it to everything anyway. So we just put in a few sprinkles of that. And get it stirred. Make sure that gets on everything. Be sure to season the spoon, just in case Jack's looking.
Yeah, I see what you did there. God damn it.
It happens.
Yeah, it does.
Well, it makes sure that the seasoning gets moved around. So once it starts getting that cooked look to it, see, then get you this. Now be careful. I know a lot of people give us a hard time because we got the canned stuff. Because it takes a while. You get that, and it's cheaper. It's like 60 cents, right?
It's cheaper. I'm sorry.
But you got to be careful because if you let it sit in there too long, it gets that botulism in it. It'll explode and be all horrible.
Don't let canned tomato juice
sit
in your pantry
my
forever.
stepmom, I thought she killed herself in the kitchen. Right, I was sitting there watching TV in the living room, and I heard this boom explosion, and this red stuff just splattered on the wall, and it came out of the kitchen and like hit my TV while I was watching on the wall. I was like, "Holy crap! She killed herself in the kitchen." So I went to get up slowly, like, "Holy crap! I hope that's not what happened." But I think she just offed herself. And I was met with this, her, which is red from one end to the other. It was nothing but marinara sauce with like 2 freaking eyeballs in it, just coming around the corner. And I was like, "What the hell?" She's like, "It exploded." And it had this can where the lid had blown open and like stuck into something. And then apparently the tomato sauce had gone bad and exploded. So don't do that. Be sure to get the fresh stuff. Don't let it explode, because it takes a while to do that. Now, once your pasta is nice and cooked and your marinara is sitting there, go strain it, use your holy bowl, and put it back. Just put it in there. Be sure to put it in here. Now, if you don't have enough, if you're only, because the recipe usually only calls for like half a can, wasn't enough, just went ahead and put the whole thing in here. That way you get a nice coating on everything where you're not getting that raw, dry pasta, whatever. Now, while that's simmering, let that sit and cook with the pasta in it. Go ahead and grate down that block of mozzarella you had. Or even slice it. I mean, if you just don't have a grater. You
probably could get away with sliced cheese.
Now, careful, because the fucking lid's hot.
It's very hot.
Spare hand. I always forget when the camera's on. So now it's been simmering, sitting there a while, smells great. Just go ahead and sprinkle that lunk of cheese on it, or just splat it on there. However, put the cheese on the stuff. Like, you can't go wrong. If you want to use more cheese, that's fine. If you got lactose intolerance, just add more cheese and deal with the stuff later. Because cheese is awesome, right? So get a nice little stir. Now this gets stringy and it's great. It looks like old school pizzas used to when you grab the slice and all the cheese is all stringy or whatever. This is good stuff.
Oh, I love this. It was so damn good.
Once it's nice and stirred around, the cheese is nice and melted, you're done, man. That's it. Just go ahead and pull it off. Let it cool off. Like I said, there's some stringy cheeses, like just over the top. So let that cool off before you serve anybody, because that cheese is like liquid napalm. But that was it, and it's super fast. We did it. I think the actual cooking part, not the prepping and the recording stuff, was less than 15 minutes. Made enough to eat, for 3, 4, 5 people. Depends on how big or how fat they are. And was actually excellent. Was very good. Big fan of that one. There you have it. This is an awesome thing. I don't know what our time was.
Definitely probably not too.
We took a little longer because we had some phone calls and had to film and all that kind of stuff. But if you get it all prepared or whatever, 15 minutes doesn't look like it's going to be too long for this, man. So this is great. Try it out. If you tried it, it came up shorter, longer time than that, let us know. If you try something different, let us know down the thing. Tell us if your Italian ancestors are mad because we used the canned stuff. Didn't make our own. I know Kat's already mad at me because I did that. So that's the thing. Be sure to like, share, subscribe again. We very much appreciate it. You can find us when we're not here, which we're always here, but we upload Tuesdays and Fridays. But you can find us on Facebook, at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen there, Pinterest, or over on Patreon. You can help us out over there. We very much appreciate it. You can also find us on Instagram at Living Between, and we'll see you next time.